Due to the lack of alcohol in my house, as well as the dark soda to mix with said alcohol, I'm gonna toast with some soda here. Lemmy Kilmister enjoyed his alcohol. I enjoy my Mountain Dew, so I'm gonna drink to Lemmy. Now, normally when I dedicate a video to someone or something, an event that actually occurred, I don't go into detail about it in the actual video. It's just kind of like a little side note in the beginning, just to say that I acknowledge it, which I am actually going to do. I'm going to have a little dedication thing in the beginning, like I did for the Boston bombings, the marathon bombings, as well as the attacks in Paris, but I'm actually going to go into detail because it has to do with someone leaving their mark on rock and roll legacy, as well as heavy metal as a whole. So many people were influenced by Lemmy Kilmister, so many people are still influenced to this day, and there were so many things done in his lifetime that made him a very prominent figure in rock and roll, much to the likes of Ronnie James Dio, Ozzy Osbourne, and James Hetfield, among many others. Cliff Burton. I could name off so many. Kevin Dubrow. There are a lot of people. I know a lot of those people that I named are still alive, or at least two of them, but they are still very prominent figures in rock and roll and heavy metal today. Lemmy was and is still a part of many people's lives within his music, and that is why I am welcoming you guys to a very special classic review to review Ace of Spades by Motorhead, Lemmy's band. So, Ace of Spades, I'm going to be reviewing the 1996 UK reissue. It came with 3 extra songs: Dirty Love, Please Don't Touch, and Emergency. And you'll have to excuse me because I'm not the biggest Motorhead fan. Now, I did listen to Ace of Spades all the way back in the day. I had the album a while ago, don't know what came of it, but it was the only album that I ever really listened to. I didn't really go off and listen to, what was it, Overkill or Overdrive. I'm not entirely sure what it is, what their first album is called. I think it's Overkill, but it might be Overdrive. Anyways, out sounding like an idiot. I listened to this album. I absolutely loved it. I had to get Ace of Spades after first hearing it on Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 as a little 13-year-old boy. And upon hearing this song, I was thinking, wow, that guy has some pipes on him. He doesn't sing in the highest register. He doesn't have the smoothest voice, but damn, can he belt that stuff out. And honestly, it sounds like it could go either classic rock, heavy metal, or hard rock. It just has an old school blending of all three. And much like this entire album, some of the best guitar riffs and guitar melodies that I've heard in a long time are present on this album. There's a lot going for it. It's got a very thin, yet very, very distorted production that actually adds to the character of the entire album as a whole. Now, normally this would be a bad thing. The thin, kind of airy production on many albums ends up killing it for me because I'm sort of an audiophile in that respect, but with this album, it actually, like I said, adds a lot of character, especially in songs like Fire Fire, where the echoing just adds a whole new element to it. A lot of the riffs in here are very good, the drum parts are awesome, and really this lineup is not prevalent or present in this day and age right now of Motorhead. They got an all-new lineup. I believe Lemmy was the sole member of the band that started it and basically was there till the end. Now, no one can replace Lemmy in the respect that he is a great and phenomenal vocalist or songwriter. I'm not sure if he did write the majority of the songs on here, but if he did, it definitely shows. It definitely shows his personality, his characteristics. He's a very gruff guy, very gritty, very down-to-earth as well, though. From interviews that I've seen, he seems very nice and very kind of cool and collective as well. So there's a lot of stuff going for it. This album, though, is a very highly regarded classic in my mind. And even though I am not a huge Motorhead fan, that's not to say that I don't like the band. It's just that I haven't listened to everything they have to offer. Maybe after this review I will, maybe I won't. Not entirely sure. But as far as this album goes, 15 tracks of absolute heavy metal bliss with some hard rock thrown in there as well. It's just an added bonus. The 3 songs, Dirty Love, Please Don't Touch, and Emergency, were added on in the UK 1996 reissue, and I believe there was a couple more added in 2005, but I don't have that version with me on hand. So the only 2 songs that I really wasn't a big fan of, or 3 songs, I should say, were Bite the Bullet, The Chase is Better Than the Catch, and Please Don't Touch. I had to look up at my TV screen to remember the names of them, but I'll start with Bite the Bullet. Bite the Bullet, it's way too short, it doesn't really catch my attention that much, and the guitars are kind of all over the place, and the melody doesn't really flow as nicely as the previous 9 songs. And The Chase is Better Than the Catch, it's kind of the same thing, except for this one just seems to drag on a little bit, as though they kind of lost their mojo for a second on this album. But that's not to say they don't recover with the Hammer. I mean, the Hammer is an epic closer for the standard release of this album. It's fast, it's aggressive, it packs a punch, and it's just a good song overall. Like I said, the next one is Please Don't Touch, that I didn't really care for, and this is actually because of the vocals, believe it or not. Not Lemmy's vocals, they actually had a female vocalist singing along with Lemmy that didn't really fuse well together. I mean, Lemmy has this really gruff and aggressive voice, whereas this female vocalist was just trying to basically sound the exact opposite as him, and it just didn't sound good together. But, like I said, awesome album. Aside from those 3 tracks, it's a stellar release by the band, and maybe I'll check out their other stuff. I do actually have the album Runnin' Wild by Airborne, in which on the title track Lemmy played guitar. So he's in the music video for that as well. So Airborne and Lemmy, I believe, are pretty close in that respect. So Airborne's an awesome band. If you haven't heard of them, check them out. Check them out. They basically sound like AC/DC. So with that, I'm going to rate this album, Ace of Spades, a solid 9 out of 10. It's an absolute masterpiece. It's an absolute gem. And rest in peace, Lemmy. Keep calm and rock on, everyone.